All right, I'm back for week 2. So we are on Monday the 9th. We are on upper body, 4, 5, or 6 rounds, push-ups, L raises, hand release push-ups, shoulder press, and then part 2 is our high plank. So as you know, I'm going to say it a million times, and I've already said it a million times, my wrist is now the issue, so push-ups are extremely difficult. So I'm going to just try my best. So I'm going to do them all kneeling. So you have your regular push-up, you have your L raise, you have your hand release push-up, and alternating shoulder press. Then part 2 is high plank. So you're just gonna hold your high plank hold. Okay, so push-ups. So it is kind of hard to explain because I cannot put my hands correctly. So when you do a push-up, your hands should be like this, flexed against the floor. So that's my issue. I can't put any weight on my palm, so I have to let go up or I have to do knuckles. So just don't look at that hand if it looks funny. And at this point, I'm kind of trying to avoid them because when I do it with it being up like this, unless I do both knuckles, my arms are like uneven, so it's funny. But anyway, so regular push-up, the main thing to know about the push-up, so you can do full, which is where you start like this. You can do kneeling, which is where you start like this, or you can do off of a chair or a height where you would just have your hands starting up higher. Now, the main thing you want to do when you're doing a push-up is that you want your body to move together. So like from your head to either your feet, or if you're kneeling, to your knees, that whole unit should move together. So I'll show you from your knees. So when you're on your knees, your hips shouldn't go first and now you have like nothing to do with your upper body. Or vice versa, you shouldn't have your upper body go down and then your butt's in the air. So you want to think of everything as like a board, right? So when you move, it all moves down together, it all moves up together. It all moves down together, it all moves up together. So that can be kind of tricky if you are just weaker. That's why females tend to be not as good at push-ups as males, because it's a lot of back and chest strength, and we typically tend to be stronger in our lower body. So hand release push-ups actually do help with form, but it's tricky when you're doing it on your own if you're just not very aware of your body, because you could still make the same exact mistakes that you do with a regular push-up as you do with your hand release if you're not aware of them. So again, I'm going to show you on your knees. So you want to make sure that you're on like the area above your knee. You don't want to be on your actual kneecap like this, okay? You want to be on the area above your knee, and doing that instantly brings your butt down. So that's probably one of the mistakes people make, is they're on their kneecap and then obviously your butt is kind of out in the air, so then when you go down, your butt is still up. If you drop to that front of the knee or above the knee, now your butt is down, now you're in line, okay? Same thing with your arms. Your wrist, elbow, and shoulder should be fairly in line. So you don't want your arms to be way out in front of you. You don't want them to be like too far behind. They should be pretty much under your body. Okay, rise together, fall together. All right, if you need to do off of a height, you can use a chair, you can use something else. So what this is doing is it's taking your upper body higher, which means there's less pressure on your body. So you're lifting less of your body when you have your upper body higher off the ground. So I'm just gonna do like 1 or 2 quick ones because this chair is gonna move on me when I go down. So you're gonna be like this, and you're just gonna press into it, press up, press into it, press up, okay? So you can do that off of really anything. You can even get higher, like if you really are bad at them, you could even do it off of a wall and just slant yourself and push on a wall. You maybe have seen people do that before. So that's what they're doing. They're taking the pressure off of their body and making it easier. So you're gonna do 8 of those, You're gonna do 16 L raises. So an L raise is combining like a lateral raise and a front raise together. So your lateral raise means out to the side, your front raise means to the front, so you're combining it to make an L. So you're gonna do an L with one side, drop down, switch position, L on the other side. Drop down, switch position, L, drop down, switch, L. So the switch is important because whatever hand is doing the front raise should be in front raise position, which means it should be in front of your thigh. So that's the reason why when you come down, you want to make sure that you switch position. So now this hand is ready to do the front raise and it's in front. Because if you just do it and you're never like switching, you're never really in the right position to start with. So whatever hand is raising should be on the top of your thigh, whichever hand is going to the side should be on the side. Then when you come down, you switch them up. So with this, you want to make sure that you're engaging, that you're not just flapping up and down, that you kind of come to a nice level height, and that both arms are actually bent. Okay, so this is what my arms look like when I do my L raise. Okay, they look like this almost, okay? So they're not pin straight, sticking out like this, okay? You have a nice soft bend to your elbow. Now your hand release push-ups. So what I was saying was this is supposed to be a builder for people who aren't good at push-ups, but you can still do it wrong. So I don't know. It's supposed to be, but I don't know how true that really is. So with these, you start on the ground. So the reasoning behind how this is supposed to help you is because when you start up, you're in a regular push-up and you go down, it's very easy to lead with your shoulders or lead with your hips and then have an uneven push-up. So I think the thought is if you're already on the ground, it's easier to push off evenly because you're starting with your whole body on the ground, which is even. But that's not true because you could still push up like this. You could still push up like this. So I don't know. I think that's the thought, but I guess if you aren't aware, you're not aware either way. So you're going to start with your chest on the ground. If you're kneeling, I kind of just like get my knees up or my legs up. So you're going to press your body up and hope that you go up evenly, okay? And then you're gonna come down, release. Press, come down, release. Press, so with this exercise, it's the press that you're working. When you do a regular push-up, it's kind of like the down and the hover that you're working. On this one, you're just only thinking about the press up. So on this one, you want to make sure, like I said, everything is going together. So my hips aren't beating, my shoulders up, everything's going up at the same time, okay? And you want to make sure that you just do that quick release. And then we go into our alternating shoulder press. So you're going to start with your front rack, and you're just going to press one at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 16. So again, be aware of where your weights are. You don't want to be pressing out in front. You don't want to be bowing back like that. Just press up kind of by your ears. If you need help, you can do your little push press. That's fine. That's pretty simple, but this one is a lot of shoulder, so you're going to be tired. And then we have our high planks, which is just a hold. So this is high plank position. So it's basically like the start of a push-up. So again, everything should be in line from your neck to your butt. Nothing should be sagged down. Nothing should be piped up. It should be as straight of a line as possible. And you're just going to hold it for your high plank, and that is to a timer, which you're going to pick your seconds on.